proven right. India Today, the first channel to report on this, has been proven right, and Yediyurappa has resigned. We're breaking it first on India Today. Exit stands confirmed. Chief Minister Yediyurappa has resigned from office on his 2-year anniversary. India Today had gone out on a limb to report on the rumblings in Karnataka, and now we've been proven right once again. He has officially announced his resignation. Let's go across to India Today's Nagarjun Dwarakanath for more on this story. Nagarjun, India Today, you're reporting all of the indications that we had reported on for weeks and months now, all of it proven correct. Mr. Yediyurappa has resigned as the Chief Minister of Karnataka.
Well, Shiv, that's exactly true. India Today has been tracking the developments, political developments in Karnataka for the last 3 to 5 weeks, and we have been spot on. And Chief Minister today has announced that he will step down as the Chief Minister. He will walk to Raj Bhavan or drive to Raj Bhavan in a couple of hours now and submit his resignation as the Chief Minister of Karnataka. And the new Chief Minister will be appointed very soon. There will be a legislative party meeting called by the BJP in the next 4 to 5 days, is what you're picking up. But what's big today is after the celebrations of 2 years of the government here, Yediyurappa has officially announced that he will step down as the Chief Minister of Karnataka, and that's big breaking news.
Big breaking news, and India Today is the only channel that reported that B.S. Yediyurappa was going to be replaced as the Chief Minister, and we've been bang on once again. While every other media organization, be it national or at the state level in Karnataka, was very iffy about whether this was true, because obviously they don't have the kind of sources that India Today has. And India Today's Nagarjun Dwarakanath has hit the nail on the head. His article has proven to be completely bullseye, breaking it first and exclusive here on India Today. B.S. Yediyurappa has resigned as the Chief Minister of Karnataka. Nagarjun continues to be with us. Let's also bring in Nabila Jamal for more on this. Nabila, bullseye reporting by India Today. Yediyurappa is out as Chief Minister.
Absolutely, Shiv. India Today has been constantly reporting on the tussle within the BJP unit in Karnataka. The BJP High Command, of course, wanting very eagerly to replace Yediyurappa with a new, younger face to, in fact, take the party to victory in the following term. Yediyurappa is 78. In 2 years, he would have turned 80. And this is not the time. The BJP, in fact, the only bastion for the BJP in the south is Karnataka. And for Karnataka, they wanted a strong face, a younger face rather, to lead the party to victory in 23 and of course help in 2024. At a time like this, Yediyurappa has been asked to resign. He did it today. Very emotional resignation. He had tears in his eyes, spoke about Agni Pariksha, and that is so true. At the end of it, Shiv, Yediyurappa also is a human being. He's been tested time and again, and very surprisingly, if you know that even this time, he's not completed his entire term. Yediyurappa, 5 times that he was appointed as the Chief Minister, wasn't able to complete his entire term as the Chief Minister, not once. So this is quite literally a very upsetting moment for him, because this time he hoped that he would complete the entire term, but in 2 years' time it appears that Yediyurappa is forced to resign only because the BJP High Command feels that Karnataka needs a younger leader, someone who can really take the party to victory without any family support, or rather without any criticism of dynasty politics. Remember, Vijendra, who is Yediyurappa's son, has time and again allegedly interfered with the functionings of the BJP unit. This has not gone down well with the BJP High Command, who's constantly on an anti-dynasty politics campaign, criticizing the opposition for it. The BJP has now this time decided and has in fact directed Yediyurappa to very gracefully exit, and that's what happened here. While he spoke here, he was really emotional. He spoke about the list of achievements. In fact, right here inside Vidhan Sauda, while many of the BJP leaders are all gathered to celebrate BJP's 2 years in Karnataka, they've also displayed several, standees there on Yediyurappa's works, the kind of developmental works that he's initiated for the state of Karnataka. And remember, Yediyurappa has had his Agni Pariksha. He's really tested, they've tested his, capacity time and again. This time itself, floods that it started off as soon as he came to power in North Karnataka. So he literally toured entire North Karnataka region. He aided during the floods to all those affected areas. Right after that, there was a lot of speculation of him that he has to resign on the orders of the High Command. That's when the COVID-19 pandemic hit. Again, he had testing times. Through the last year and a half, Yadurappa has really been fighting the COVID fight here in Karnataka. And let me tell you, he's done it really well. He's managed to contain the numbers in Karnataka. He has been credited for it. Situation in Karnataka when it comes to COVID has not been as dire when it comes to states like Maharashtra or even the national capital Delhi. So Yadurappa, for that matter, even though Karnataka had the first few cases that was reported in the entire country was in the state of Karnataka, he's managed to contain the COVID crisis here. So it is a test for him time and again, be it the floods, be it the coronavirus pandemic, and this time floods again in North Karnataka. Amid of that,
you know, I don't want to point fingers at other media organizations, but a lot of media organizations, especially in Karnataka, are going to be looking extremely foolish today, because some of them on social media tried to question our story, saying they don't really know whether this is true. Are we going out too much on a limb? You know, this breaking story is in the face of some stalwart journalists and media organizations in Karnataka and the national level, you know, who claim to have political sources and their ear to the ground in Karnataka. India Today, the India Today groups reporting over months, this is not just a few days ago, over months since late last year, has heard the rumblings, the tiniest rumblings of change in Karnataka, and all of them, every single one of them have been proven true. India Today's Nagarjun Dwarakanath and his team have constantly been with this story, and they've told you how Yadurappa was going to be replaced. He was going to resign. It was going to happen after his 2-year anniversary, after he met the Prime Minister, and everything to the contrary was looked at very, very skeptically. Let's listen in to the final speech by Yadurappa before he resigned.
ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದ ಕೊಡುಗೆಗೆ ಪ್ರಕಟಿಸುವುದು ಉತ್ತಮ ನಡೆಯಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಈ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಘೋಷಣೆಯನ್ನ ನಾನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ ಬಂಧುಗಳೇ. ಇವತ್ತು ಬಹಳ ಕಾತುರತೆಯಿಂದ ರಾಜ್ಯದ ಜನ, ದೇಶದ ಜನ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇರುವಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಸಂದರ್ಭ. ಬಹುಶಃ ಶಿಕಾರಿಪುರ ತಾಲೂಕಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ಭಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಮಾತಾಡಿಸಿದ 50-100 ಜನ ಸಿಗದೇ ಇದ್ದ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಬಸವರಾಮ ಬಾಗೇವಾಡಿಯಿಂದ, ಬಸವ ಕಲ್ಯಾಣದಿಂದ, ಬನವಾಸಿಯಿಂದ, ಶಿವಮೊಗ್ಗದಿಂದ ಪಾದಯಾತ್ರೆ ಮಾಡುವ ಮೂಲಕ ಪಕ್ಷವನ್ನ ಬಲಪಡಿಸುವಂತ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾಮಾಣಿಕ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನವನ್ನ ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲ ಕಾರ್ಯಕರ್ತರ ಜೊತೆಗೂಡಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು. ನಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ, ಆ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಶಾಸನ ಸಭೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರೂ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಇಬ್ಬರು ನಾವು ಇದ್ದಾಗ ವಸಂತ ಬದಿಯರ ನನ್ನ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಪಕ್ಷದ ಗೆದ್ದಂತ ಶಾಸಕ ಬಿಟ್ಟೋದಾಗ ನಾನೊಬ್ಬನೇ ವಿಧಾನಸಭೆ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಹೋರಾಟ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗುವಂತದ್ದು ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಗಮನಿಸಿದ್ದೀರ. ನಾನೆಂದೂ ಈ ರೀತಿ ನೋಡಲಿಲ್ಲ, ನಾನು ಒಬ್ಬನೇ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ ಅಂತ ಚಿಂತೆ ಮಾಡಲಿಲ್ಲ. ನನ್ನ ಕರ್ತವ್ಯವನ್ನ ಜನ ಮೆಚ್ಚುವ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಿರ್ವಹಿಸಿದೆ ಅನ್ನುವಂತ ವಿಶ್ವಾಸ, ತೃಪ್ತಿ, ಸಮಾಧಾನ ನನಗಿದೆ ಅನ್ನೋ ಮಾತನ್ನ ಈ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಹೇಳಕ್ಕೆ ಇಚ್ಛೆ ಪಡ್ತೇನೆ ಬಂಧುಗಳೇ. ಎಲ್ಲೋ ಮಂಡ್ಯ ಜಿಲ್ಲೆ ಬೂಕನಕೆರೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಹುಟ್ಟಿ ಶಿವಮೊಗ್ಗಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದು ಶಿಕಾರಿಪುರದಲ್ಲಿ ಸಂಘದ ಕಾರ್ಯಕರ್ತರಾಗಿ ನನ್ನ ಜೀವನವನ್ನು ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ ಮಾಡಿದೆ. RSS ಪ್ರಚಾರಕನಾಗಿ ಪ್ರಾರಂಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಮಾಡಿ ಕ್ರಮೇಣ ಪುರಸಭೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಶಿಕಾರಿಪುರದಲ್ಲಿ ಚುನಾವಣೆಗೆ ನಿಂತುಕೊಂಡು.
Okay, I'm not going to stop crowing about this, ladies and gentlemen, because in this world of shadow play politics that we are so used to here in India, India Today is the only channel that stuck its neck out and stuck with its reporters newsbreak after newsbreak on the imminent change in Karnataka. And that's why, as a media organization today, not only are we vindicated, but we've proven to you what political reporting and credibility really means. India Today's Nagarjun, Nolan and team in Bengaluru have been proven right in an incredible confirmation of one of the most difficult stories to report. In the BJP, it is notoriously difficult to ever predict what might or might not happen as far as leaders are concerned. And here, months after we first reported that there were rumblings that could end in the replacement of Yediyurappa as Chief Minister, that has in fact happened. Bang on, bullseye on the very day that we said it would happen. India Today's Nolan Pinto, Nabila Jamal and Pramod Madhav with me. Nagarjun Dwarakanath will be with us in just a short moment from now. Nagarjun is the journalist who broke the story months ago and stands completely validated today. Nolan, big day for Karnataka. Many questions obviously about what next for Yediyurappa, who is going to be the new Chief Minister, etc. All of those are big questions. But in the immediate moment now is the big erupting story that B.S. Yediyurappa, the big popular Chief Minister of Karnataka, the Lingayat strongman, has resigned. Nolan? Okay, let me toss that to Nabila while we fix that audio with Nolan. Nabila, this is going to be sinking in right now. Many different things are going to, have to fall into place, because the replacement of someone as big as a Yediyurappa is always going to have tectonic political implications. You can smoothen it with a big ceremony, but at the end of the day, this is a big and very popular mass leader, and there are bound to be some reverberations.
Most definitely, Shiv. In fact, learn it from the BJP and how to keep things under wrap. All those speculations about who's going to be the next Chief Minister or a replacement to Yediyurappa has been concealed so well that so far there are several names in the air on who's going to take or replace Yediyurappa. It's still all speculative. There are a few names that are still doing the rounds, but most importantly, is it going to be a Lingayat leader itself or not is a big question here. Yediyurappa has his own team members. In fact, he is very softly supporting Basavaraj Bommai. There's Murugesh Nirani, who's also having the support of the BJP High Command. But you never know with the BJP. BJP is very strong or very smart in keeping things under wrap. And only at the last minute will they announce something, possibly only after Yediyurappa reaches the Raj Bhavan at 4 p.m. today. That's what's the expected time. He's going to be tendering his resignation formally to the governor. And only then will a formal announcement come on who's going to be the next Chief Minister of Karnataka. Yediyurappa was very
emotional, Shiv. He had tears in his eyes. He said that he did not even have a vehicle on a bicycle, on foot, by foot. He walked through the streets of Shimoga and North Karnataka and worked really hard from the days, from his days of the Sangh all the way till today. He's been, in fact, just last week touring entire North Karnataka region, doing exactly what a chief minister is expected to do, looking at the flood situation in many parts of North Karnataka, which Karnataka is still facing right this minute. So the BJP has received a lot of criticism about changing leadership in the mid of the thick of the pandemic and at a time when Karnataka is facing floods. But nonetheless, the BJP High Command has decided that they want a new face and they've done it exactly as they wanted to. In fact, JP Nadda just yesterday gave out feelers that possibly Yediyurappa might continue. He praised Yediyurappa, speaking about his works in Karnataka. But and once JP Nadda spoke that way, it was a lot of talk that maybe Yediyurappa will continue. So this has come as a surprise undoubtedly. But India Today has been following up on all these pulses and time and again have India Today been reporting on how the BJP unit is now looking seriously into changing the face in Karnataka. Someone that the BJP High Command can relate to, a person who can really represent Karnataka, move the state forward to victory in 2023 and help in victory for the BJP in 24. Yadurappa is yet to leave. A lot of the BJP leaders have just left. A lot of tension here brewing on who's going to be the next chief minister. Shiv, possibly post 4 p.m. we're going to get an answer.
Okay, 4 p.m. is when we're going to get an answer on who the next chief minister of Karnataka is likely to be. There are many names doing the rounds. If you look at our graphics on our screen, you will see some of those, likely candidates for the chief minister who replaces Yadurappa. I also want to get in some of our analysts who join us on our agenda-setting coverage here. In just a moment, we'll be joined by Kalyani Shankar and R.K. Upadhyay. Both are political analysts. Before that, I want to go across to India Today's Nolan Pinto. Nolan, just take us through what the rest of the day looks like. The leaders have left the Vidhan Sauda. I'm assuming there will be something at the governor's residence a little later. Any buzz you're picking up on what happens next?
Well, Shiv, in fact, we are waiting for Chief Minister Yadurappa to actually leave the Vidhan Sauda premises. But K.S. Ishwarappa, Minister, when he was actually walking out, I tried to meet him. Let me put it this way. I actually wanted to get a reaction from him. All he did was, he just put his hand away and said, I don't want to say anything now. And he just walked. He was angry. He was not sad. He was angry because we must understand something. When a new chief minister comes, there will be a complete reshuffle of the entire cabinet. And there is talk that many seasoned BJP leaders, MLAs who are ministers as of now, will be dropped and fresh faces will get a chance. Young MLAs will get a chance because, keeping in mind 2023, the BJP wants to come back to power over here. They know what has happened. There's a flood situation, impending third wave as what experts talk about. So they need the new CM along with his younger, fresh team to work right from the start, go. So that's the point. Now, what we are told is that the Chief Minister will head back to his residence, most probably his official residence, that is Kaveri. Thereafter, he will seek an appointment with the governor. He said that anytime after lunch, he will be going and meeting the governor. So this is what we can expect today. But it's all about who is the next CM of Karnataka. A lot of names now coming out in the open. Yesterday, the Sangh has also, according to our sources, put out 3 names. From the Lingayats, Basavaraj Bommai. From Brahmins, you have Speaker Vishweshwar Hegde Kageri and also Prahlad Joshi, who's a union minister. But ultimately, it will be the Prime Minister, Amit Shah, and JP Nadda to a lesser extent deciding on who will be the next face.
Okay, there are very prominent names standing in the wings waiting to be the next chief minister. But like Nolan rightly pointed out, it's going to be up to the BJP High Command. There has been chatter over many different names from the Lingayat community, non-Lingayat community. A mix of names have been suggested, but that's going to be a difficult one to call. India Today was absolutely bang on and right when we said that Yadurappa, the chief minister, the mass leader and the popular chief minister of Karnataka, was to be replaced for a variety of reasons that we will go into. But guessing who the next chief minister will be, we'll do our best. We'll try and give you a heads up, ladies and gentlemen. But as of now, the best we can do is give you a list of the probables. I want to bring in R.K. Upadhyay and Kalyani Shankar, both political analysts, to get a quick word from our guests this afternoon. Kalyani Shankar, coming to you first, ma'am. Your take on what we are calling the Yexit. We've been saying it for months. Many people were incredulous, a little skeptical, but it has in fact happened. And now, all eyes on who will replace Mr. Yadurappa and what next for the Chief Minister himself.
Well, you see, no party tries to remove any sitting chief minister without thinking about who to replace him. So that decision must have already been taken and they will announce at the proper time. Maybe today, maybe later, I don't know, but that's number one. As you were talking about whether it's a Lingayat or a non-Lingayat, that is a number one question because a Lingayat has got 17% in the state. And then, they are very powerful mutt heads. So there are about 500 mutts, of which most of them are Lingayat mutts.
Yes.
And they have all come in open support to Yadurappa. So therefore, it's very important to see whether they want to lose that base or not. That's number one decision. Number two, if they go for a non-Lingayat, then again they will have to mobilize the support from the other sections, and therefore it's going to be a very difficult task for the coming next chief minister if he's a non-Lingayat. And third thing is that Yediyurappa has gone, no doubt about this. But then look at the way he is, sort of talked about how he started in Shimoga, went on cycle, how it grown in the party, all that. That shows that, he's definitely not very happy to leave. And at least if he has the choice of nominating his successor, probably that would go a long way. But that has been talked about. We still do not know who is going to be the successor. And of course, he wants a position for his son, Vijayendra, whom he's already been made as a vice president. And what, about the say in the next elections, and also about who the ministers will be. These are the two things that Yediyurappa would have to be humoured about. And what names he gives, that we have to see. You see, it's all right, you get rid of the minister. But then the thing is that how are you going to take everybody along? It's not only the Lingayat, there are other Vakaranas are there, the Brahmins are there, scheduled castes are there, scheduled tribes are there. They have to keep in mind about all these things. The coming year is going to be very difficult for whoever is the successor of Yediyurappa, and facing the election also is going to be difficult. Of course, they have changed the achievements. That's not everything.
Absolutely.
So we will have to wait and see what is in
So the announcement might come later today or tomorrow on who the replacement will be. Before I go to R.K. Upadhyay, let me just get in some reactions that are coming in from ministers on the ground in Bengaluru. First reactions on the exit.
ಪಕ್ಷದ ವರಿಷ್ಠರು ಪಕ್ಷದ ಏನು ತೀರ್ಮಾನ ತಗೊಳ್ತಾರೆ ಆ ತೀರ್ಮಾನಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು
CM has announced his resignation. You came through the CM's phase. What do you have to say today, sir?
It's very unfortunate but inevitable. CM has announced his resignation. He acted according to the direction of the High Command. He has already he told so many days back that whatever the High Command issued direction, they will abide by that. As being a disciplined man and a party worker, he has honored the High Command decision.
So, and what about your all future? So 17 of you came from other parties to BJP. What about your future? Are you worried about it?
Absolutely no. Now we came by believing the principles of the BJP party. BJP party so far acted as they assured us. Hope it will continue.
Any demand that you have, sir, for the High Command?
No, absolutely no demand.
Come, we'll go inside. आज इस्तीफा देने का डिसीजन किया है, आपको क्या कहना है सर इसके ऊपर?
एक दुख की बात है, लेकिन हाई कमांड जो डिसीजन लिया है इसके लिए मुख्यमंत्री ने पालन कर रहा है, उसका पालन का साथ साथ हम लोग सब साथ में हैं। हाई कमांड जो डिसीजन लेंगे उसके लिए पालन करना है।
सर आपका डिमांड कुछ होगा सर, क्योंकि आप येडियुरप्पा को चेहरा देख के ट्रस्ट करके बीजेपी आए, अब क्या रणनीति?
नहीं, येडियुरप्पा जी भी अभी भी पक्ष का साथ है, पक्ष को आगे बढ़ाने के लिए साथ है और हाई कमांड का साथ है, इसके लिए हम लोग पालन करेंगे।
क्या कोई डिमांड होगा आपको हाई कमांड के ऊपर अभी?
नहीं, कोई डिमांड नहीं।
Nabila Jamal with me live on the ground right outside the Vidhan Saudha. Nabila, there's going to be a lot of transitory flux now. As Kalyani Shankar very correctly said, a chief minister is never made to resign without his replacement already chosen and ready. So now the big tantalizing question is, who is going to be that next chief minister of Karnataka? Will it be from the Lingayat community? Will it be someone not from the Lingayat community? There are many different community dynamics that need to be looked at. And the replacement of Yediyurappa is going to have been a very difficult decision. What that decision is the big question now.
Most definitely, Shiv. Like our political analyst mentioned, the Lingayat community is dominant in Karnataka. We are looking at least 125 constituencies where they say is Lingayat dominated, out of which 64 of those constituencies have been won by the BJP, where again, Lingayat dominated areas that I'm speaking about. The other half is quite literally supporting the opposition. So the opposition parties also in Karnataka have enough support from the Lingayat community. So there's no way that the BJP, it appears, at least seemingly, will upset the Lingayat community at the moment. It appears that it could be most likely than not a face from the Lingayat community. There are several names that are doing the rounds. Of course, Murugesh Nirani being one, but he's a businessman. BJP hasn't really looked at him as a true Lingayat leader, or rather a face, or a mass leader as such. But nonetheless, he has great connections with the BJP High Command. There's Basavaraj Bommai, the Home Minister of Karnataka, who's from the same community. But there's also a lot of talk that maybe after 35 years, after Ramakrishna Hegde, possibly in Karnataka, there could be a Brahmin face as the Chief Minister of Karnataka. Now, if that's the possibility, if it is a Brahmin face, which appears Prahlad Joshi is one of them in the running, who is also a Union Cabinet Minister. If at all it is a Brahmin Chief Minister, then possibility of there being at least 4 Deputy Chief Ministers, possibly one from the SC, ST, Lingayat and Vokkaliga. Or if there's a Vokkaliga Chief Minister, then there will be 3 other deputies, one from the Lingayat, one SC, ST. This is the kind of combinations that political analysts here and experts are, of course, speculating. But nonetheless, BJP is a party that never gives away what exactly it's decided. And like our political analyst said, a face has been decided upon, but they're keeping it very closely under wraps. Possibly at 4 p.m. an announcement will come on who's going to replace Yediyurappa. Remember, Shiv, Yediyurappa has also asked for an exit pact where he wants his sons to be placed very well. Vijayendra in the state, a good position, possibly even Deputy Chief Minister or even Chief Minister.
Okay.
But that doesn't look very likely.
Nabila, just stay with me. Let me bring in the journalist who broke the exit story first. Okay, Yediyurappa has reached the Raj Bhavan to tender his